Hey, what's up ladies and guys? Hey, on this video of Let's Fix Things, we're gonna put a new engine on this log splitter behind me. I have probably about 7-8 cords of wood I gotta start splitting as soon as possible. Trees lost all their leaves. It's about 50 degrees out. Sorry about the wind noise also, it's really windy today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get this log splitter into my 2-car garage, pull my car out of there, and we're gonna try to put a new engine on that. I picked up a Predator from Harbor Freight. It's a 420cc engine. I do believe it's like a 13.5 horsepower. It's the same one that's on my tracked yellow concrete buggy or stone buggy that I have, and hopefully we'll be able to get this going. Everything should line up. I want to put all new hydraulic hoses on it also, so while the engine's off, I'm going to take off all the hoses and bring them to get all new ones made. All right, sorry about this wind. The wind noise, if you can hear it, it is windy and there's leaves blowing all over the place. But I'm gonna pull my car out of my 2-car garage. I'm gonna grab the log splitter, put it in there so I have plenty of room to work. And it gets dark at 3:30 now. 3:30, 4 o'clock, it's dark out. So that way we don't have to stop as soon as it gets dark. And it'll be warmer. All right, I'll see you once I move the vehicles. As it would happen, guys, I ran into some delays once I took the car out of the garage and put the log splitter in the garage. And that day went out the window, and then the next day went out the window, and then half of today went out the window. So around supper time tonight, a couple days after I put the splitter in the garage. So I'm gonna end up, this is obviously taking a little longer than I had anticipated, but I'm gonna yank this engine off tonight, and I'm gonna see if that new Predator engine can bolt right up. And if it does, then I'm gonna pull all the hydraulic hoses off and I'm gonna drop them off to get new ones made tomorrow. All right, so let's, fingers crossed nothing else interrupts the schedule here. I got my little propane heater over there, already heated up the garage, took the chill out. So shouldn't take too long at all. Let's get this done. Here's the Predator engine I picked up. Like I said, it's the 420, it's electric start and pull start. It's the exact same one I have on my concrete buggy or my track buggy. Works pretty good. And here is a log splitter. Here is the model. I have the detachable 4-way wedge. And here is the engine that's on it. It is a GX240 right there. So we're gonna take this off and we're gonna see if the new one bolts. I'm hoping it bolts right up to the same bolt pattern. And then if all this bolts up nice, then I'm gonna take off all these hydraulic hoses and put all new ones in. Because they are leaking, they are, as you can see, pretty rough shape. This one's not bad, but it is frayed. Actually, I've replaced this one last year, I do believe. But this one's all dry rotted. So that's the goal. And I'm gonna put taller tires on. These tires came from one of my concrete buggies. So I'm gonna put trailer tires on it to lift it up off the ground a little bit more. All right, let's get started. Should be pretty simple. Here's a spider gear in there. This garage doesn't have that good overhead lighting, so I have my handheld. So I should be able to unbolt these 4 bolts, and this piece should come off, and the spider gear should stay right there. Stay right on the crankshaft there. And then it's a matter of just the 4 bolts on the engine. Fingers crossed it's that easy. So the way these transfer the power from the gas engine to the hydraulic pump is they have these couplings in here, and they have a rubber star, basically a starfish in here, that takes up the shock. So this side will be aluminum or steel, that side will be aluminum steel, and then they have the rubber bushing in the middle. And so that way, if there's a hard hit on here or on the startup or whatever, the rubber kind of cushions it from the crankshaft, and it cushions it from the hydraulic pump itself. So it's a pretty neat design. So this is just gonna be hard to get off because it's been on here for a while. So I got some PB Blaster. I'm gonna start soaking it. Wow. That is tight. All right, I gotta go get a different Allen wrench. All right, so I got it off, so I'll just retap that hole to a new thread. I drilled right into the keyway. All right, let's finish taking the motor off. So I ended up using reverse drill bits. I bought these years ago. It's a reverse drill bit and an Easy Out or whatever. I don't know the name brand. But it comes with a reverse drill bit, so that will hopefully get it out. If that doesn't get it out, it comes with the carbide to back it out. But that didn't work, so I just drilled it all the way through. All right, I got that one screw in the back corner down here. One bolt. That was easy. So I cleaned this spot up where the engine's gonna sit with brake cleaner and scraper. I'm gonna put a coat of paint on this just because I'm not gonna be able to paint underneath it once the engine's on. And then once I replace the hoses and all that, I'm going to pressure wash this entire thing. And well, that's the plan. And put a coat of paint on it. So I want to put a nice coat of paint right here at least. All right, well that paint's drying. Because like I said, once the engine's here, the whole thing needs to be painted, but I got to pressure wash it. I want to make sure this engine's actually even going to fit and line up with these bolt holes. So let's do an unboxing of the Predator and see what it looks like. Go over here. There's a little bit more room, but I got to shut that off. That thing's hot. That's on low. Whew. All right, let's open it up and see what it looks like. This is the important thing. Let's hope this fits. Yep. It's the right size crankshaft. It's the only thing I worried about. Well, that's the main thing. Even comes with a new keyway. I am hoping I have enough room on this side for the hydraulic cylinder. That's my concern. So one way to find out, but I gotta wait for that paint to dry a little bit longer. It's gonna be close. So what I'm worrying about is here are the 4 mounting bolt holes. From here over, on the old engine, I only had maybe 3 inches of space. This engine's twice the size. I'm hoping I still have room, because there's really not much room to re-drill these holes this way. I'd have to weld on another plate here and then shift it over, and I wouldn't be able to do that today. But you can see the condition of all these hoses. Everything's leaking and oily and greasy for being 25, 30 years old, all over this is. So, doesn't owe me anything. A, I inherited it. B, it did really, really good the last couple years. And the gentleman who I inherited it from also heated his entire house with wood for years and years and years and years. So this thing, he's obviously replaced the cylinder, and I'm sure he's replaced that engine over time. But yeah, still sticky. All right, so I'm gonna go get something to eat real quick, and then when I get back, this should be dry. I'll turn that heater back on and get this place warm, keep this place warm. And then we'll get this going. Before I go though, I'll show you the engine. So it's not bad. And it does not come with engine oil. I know that as a fact. A, because it's common sense, they can't ship it with engine oil in it. B, a lot of people say online it doesn't have engine oil. And C, it says add oil right on the top. So, all right, well, let me turn this heater on and keep this place warm. And then I'll come back out when this is dry and put the engine on. All right, the paint should be dry. So let's see. No, not too dry. Well, not dry enough. But you know what? Good enough. We'll put the engine on. More so to see if it fits. Ooh, that's close. As for space, it's in the hole. All 4 bolts are in the holes, in the 4 corners. And as for space, it is pretty close, but it fits. If you look right there, that's the valve cover. Right back there. There you go. And it's not hit, and it has a good, I'd say, 1/4 inch. There you go. That's a better view. So I'm gonna say that fits. So all the hydraulic hoses should be the exact same size when I go to replace them. Well, that's good. All right, let me bolt it down. Bolted down just like it was meant to be there, which is perfect. And the next thing I have to do is just, I do believe the brand Lovejoy, yep. It's a Lovejoy coupler. And since I drilled this keyway set screw out, I got to re-tap that so I could put a new set screw in. But then this would go like that all the way on, and then this bolts right up to it. So let's get this out of the way until I re-tap it. Take this out of the way. I really can't do anything else until I tap that. So, but I want to see if this coupler lines up, which it should. So what I want to see is, I want to see if this bracket mounts there, and it should. They're all standard sizes. But this drive shaft's nice, really long. So I want to make sure there's no other complications that I don't see. Okay, if those two are there, that's perfect. That is going to fit perfectly. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at the space down there. I'll show you right now. One thing I was afraid of was this crankshaft hitting the other side of the Lovejoy bracket coupler, but it won't. It's about 1/8 of an inch off, which is perfect, because this, that means I just bring, when I go to put this on, I just put this on right to the very edge of here, and it'll be perfect. And then I can have all the hydraulic hoses made the exact same way they are. See, one thing I don't like, I might make this one longer, because you got the exhaust coming right here, and it's gonna keep heating this one up. So these two, I may modify. These two right here, because I don't want that exhaust. That was the problem I was having with the Honda, is with the diverter and all that. It was, I had a divert, well, they had a diverter on, but it was melting the air cleaner cover. Well, this one doesn't have the diverter. I could bolt one on. You can see those screws. So I don't want it diverting up, because that'll catch water and blow the water in there, the rain. Can't have it this way because of hoses. Can't have it this way because of this. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna make this hose, I may make that hose longer. We'll see, we'll see. Let me think about this. But look, this doesn't even have the fitting on it. How that hasn't fallen off, even though that's not pressure, it still should not be like that. All right, let me go tap this. I just finished drilling and tapping this out. I drilled it up to a 5/16 coarse thread all the way through, so that'll work nicely. So let's take this off. Put the keyway in. Take the Lovejoy connection, line up the keyway. And if I remember, flush, just like that. Then where is the star? I can tighten this up once it's on. Oop. Put the Love Story star in there. And now you just try to line that up. Like that. Of course, there's oil all over the place. And I'm gonna bolt this in before I do the Lovejoy fitting. I want to make sure this fitting in here is tight, and it is. Let's turn it so I can get to it. There we go. So one thing I want to make sure of is this Lovejoy, this half and this half are nice and tight, and it is. That's why I just took this hammer and just gave it a little slide into it. The keyway is in. There's the keyway. And now I just got to tighten this up. That's it. Engine is done. Nice. So the engine went on really with no problems, none. The only thing that I had to do was I tried, backing this set screw off, and it wouldn't. It was seized. Let me spin it around here. There you go. That one was seized because it was in for 20 plus years or however long. And so I ended up having to drill it out and retap it with a larger 5/16 set screw, which will make it easier if I ever have to take it back off again. So you can see I want to replace this line. Definitely this line. This line is all chewed up. Definitely this line. That line's all chewed up. There's one of my cats. This top 1/2 inch line is new, so I don't have to replace this one, I don't think. And then I might not even replace that one because that one doesn't really do anything. And I'll look for a new filter. But replace this, I think I'm going to lose all my fluid out of there because I don't have any drain caps because it's below the height of the fluid over there. The Brute line of wood splitters. I can't even open it. I'll have to open it tomorrow. Okay, well, that's it for today. Quick, short, little day. And tomorrow we'll drop the hydraulic lines off, get new ones made. We'll take these tires off. We'll put taller tires on to try to lift this up off the ground a little bit more so I don't have to bend down quite so far. And I can also wire a battery to this, so it'll be electric start, but I'm not going to do that right away. I want to pressure wash everything, paint everything, and I'll have to mount a battery box somewhere. So the only place I could see would be either here or over in that little spot there. That would be out of the way. But for now, I could just pull start it, I have a feeling. We'll see. All right, see you tomorrow. This is going to take a little while. I got it draining out just by siphon. It's mostly empty now. I got a couple inches at the bottom, but the lower you go, the slower it goes because it doesn't have the weight to pull it down. But I got to get a Napa filter while I'm out. It's a 1553. So we'll replace that filter. We got to get some engine oil. I already have one hydraulic line off. That one that goes from the front of the cylinder to the back of the valve. This one's already off at this end, but I can't take this one off until the tank is empty because all the fluid, all the hydraulic fluid will pour out, will backfeed through that. So that's why I'm emptying the fluid. And I do believe I have hydraulic fluid in the other garage, but I'll check before I leave in case I got to pick up a 5-gallon can of it. So it's going to take a while, so I'll pick it up once it's empty. Well, I'm an idiot. I had 2 hoses made. I had this hose made and this hose made. I put swivels, I had them put swivels on both ends to make it easier to put on. But I thought I had this hose, and I don't like how this hose is coming in here. So I asked him to make it 6 inches longer, so this could come 90 this way and then sloop straight down. Well, the problem is that's not the hose I took off. I took off this hose from here to here. So now the new hose won't fit. So I got to go get this hose made, this hose remade, and then this hose made and 6 inches longer. according to the owner's manual, this engine takes 1030 or 530, I do believe. You have to check the manual, but I'm gonna put 1030 in because of the climate here, and it says 1.16 quarts, which is approximately 1,100 milliliters, and I think this is 500, but basically until it comes out right there. We're almost ready to fire it up. I put 5 gallons of hydraulic fluid in. I think it holds it's probably like a 8-9 gallon tank. It's right about there. And I took out 5 gallons, so I'll put in 5 gallons. I put a new Napa filter on. I had this hose made, and replaced, and I ran it this way. I had this hose replaced. Those were the two worst hoses. And this hose, they have to order parts. I have this hose I'm gonna pick up Monday. That's gonna come over and down. I'm not gonna have this 90. I gotta get it away from this exhaust. So they don't have the fitting to go into the block right here as a straight piece. So we're ordering that, and that's what we're waiting on. So this will come over and down into there. But for now, we're good to go. I put 1.1 quarts of oil in. And the way you test the oil, the height, the level is basically as long as it's on the dipstick, and you can see it, it's right. Let me zoom in. It's right there. So the oil level is good. I put 1030 in, 10W30. The coupler is tight. I do believe, I'm gonna double check this keyway, make sure I tightened up that keyway, but I'm pretty sure I did. And then we gotta put some gas in it. So let me tighten that double check that keyway, and then get some gas, and we'll fire this thing up. Well, that started the very first pull, and this is why I'm getting that hose remade. All that exhaust gas is blowing right here. So I want to get this hose up. But there's no way to move the hose like this. So if I get this hose made longer, it'll come across and down. But all that heat is hitting right there. This engine started on the very first pull. Not bad. All right, well, I'm gonna bring it outside, and I'll split a couple pieces of wood with it. consider that a success. I do have to replace this one hose, but that'll be next week. I don't plan on splitting any firewood till then anyways. See, you got that exhaust right there blowing right in this direction. So I'd like to get this hose out of here somehow. So that's why I'm thinking bring it around and straight in. Otherwise I will have to put a deflector on it, and the deflector will have to face up. I just don't want water or snow getting stuck in there if I don't cover it. Alright, well, that's a new engine, new hoses, new filter. I put the larger tires on it, and I do have to make longer legs or drill new holes in them because they are too short now, but that's not a problem. I'd rather deal with that. I can put chocks underneath it, so I am very happy. That's the Predator 420 engine. Well guys, I'm gonna call it a video. I'm gonna shut the noisemaker off. All right, so I'm gonna call that a video, and you'll be seeing I got 7 to 10 cords of firewood I got to start splitting. I'm gonna start doing that at the beginning of next week. By then the hose should be fixed. The last hose will be replaced, and hopefully I get that truck running. So the rest of the day I'm gonna start tinkering, continue tinkering with that. That's 2006 F350 with 6.0 with no power. So we're replacing everything, tearing apart the turbo. I might even take the turbo apart again one more time just to do an extra cleaning to make sure I did it right the first time. So check out those videos. We're yanking a transmission on a Corvette. Of course, my son blew the transmission. Didn't even have it running 4 months, 3 months, and he blew the transmission on it. The transmission's old and has a lot of miles on it, and it was all full of particles. So we're going to be yanking the transmission out of that and rebuilding that. That's a 700 R4 transmission, and we're not doing that until we clean that garage. I cannot do that in a garage. Sorry about that. But anyways, thanks for watching. I got some logs. We're definitely going to have some log splitting videos coming up because I heat with wood, and all my wood is sitting right over there in log length. So I will see you on the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one. And like and subscribe. See if you want to leave any comments. And if you want to leave any comments, just keep the language kid friendly. I'd like to keep the channel a kid friendly channel. So see you for now.